Here we have a review of the Star Wars Black Series Bib Fortuna from Return of the Jedi. On the front of the box we do have a nice view at the figure as well as his accessories, which are just a couple of cups. On the side of the box we do have some artwork of the character. On the back of the box we have that same artwork, the description of the character, some legal at the bottom, nothing on the side, more legal on the bottom, view pane at the top. Here we have the accessories for Bib Fortuna, and I do use the term accessories pretty loosely here because you don't get a lot. We do have 3 cups, but these are the same 3 cups that Hasbro recently released in the Cantina Showdown playset, so it's a bit of reuse on Hasbro's part. For the cups, the first one does have a bit of detailing there on this side. The cups are open. The second cup, not as much detailing, but more of a unique shape with a bit of a bevel there. Open as well. And then the last cup has more of a ridged texture, and it's open as well. So not a whole lot here for Bib, but considering the character, I don't know that there's much that they really could give him that makes sense anyway. Now for the review of the figure itself. So Bib Fortuna is pretty much all new sculpt. So the head sculpt is obviously brand new. The hand sculpt is new as well. And I don't believe we've seen any of these robes before. So all new sculpt here. And I will have to say I'm very impressed with this wave overall for the Black Series because there has been a lot of new sculpt and new molds for this wave. So very impressive the amount of time and effort they put into this. But for Bib Fortuna, so we do have a lot of nice detailing here, especially in the face. A lot of nice detailing there. So this piece is softer plastic. It does move a little bit. You can't really change the position, so it's always going to be in that position, but you can move it out of the way for posing purposes. Do have a bit of detailing here on the robe. Beneath the robe, not a lot going on. There is a little bit of texturing to those pant legs, but they're mostly hidden. And then that detailing in the hands, and we do have that sort of cuff bracelet on the wrist as well. It's a really nice detailing there on the sculpt. The paint app is really clean as well in the head. The rest of the body doesn't have any paint. I guess there's a little bit in terms of some of the clothing there, but it's pretty limited on the body other than the fingernails there. But the paint app on the head is very impressive. Some nice shading in there, especially on the face, a lot of nice shading as well. So I'm very impressed with how well this likeness is. In terms of articulation, you can move our head forward about that far, not too far. Backwards, not really anything. Head rotation, a little bit better on that side. Not too much rotation there on the head. Our arm, we're going to be pretty restricted in terms of body movements due to this soft fabric here. It is, like I said, soft, so it moves a little bit, but not too far. So going straight up, you're not going that far. You can go fully forwards a little bit more. Could almost do a 360, but you're really stretching the fabric, so don't know that I would. Backwards, you can go about that far. Our elbow does give us, looks like about 90 degrees there. Do have the rotate and swivel at the wrist there. Now for our torso articulation, not really doing anything forwards. Backwards, a little but really not any forward or backwards movement. Side to side. Let's see if I can. Not a little bit. And then a little bit to the other side. So yeah, the waist torso articulation is very limited, and it's hampered by these robes. I am seeing that the upper part of this robe does have a little plug there, so you can remove that, which is interesting. Is there a plug in the back side, but it feels, I don't know if it feels like it's permanently attached there, because it doesn't want to come off, and I don't want to risk damaging that. Although now with that removed, do we have better articulation with the arms? It's a bit less restricted, so that's nice. You can unplug that, so that does give you better articulation. You do have to be careful though, because with that unplugged, you do risk exposing that sort of gap there. But yeah, you have much better range in the arms with that unplugged, and it feels like even with it unplugged, it's not going to fall off, because this back one is a more permanent attachment. But just plugging that back in. There we go. Now for our legs, I'm not expecting much out of our leg articulation. So you can come up actually better than I expected. So you do have a nice slit there in this under robe, which gives you better range. Forwards movement. It can actually go really far forwards. So much more impressive than I was expecting. Backwards, because of this outer robe, which is a bit more solid, not really doing anything backwards. Then for our ankle articulation, so we can bend that back. Try and move the robe out of the way. About that far. A little bit of a forward crunch there, and then full rotation and swivel. Yeah, so again, the detailing and the paint app on this figure looks really great. The articulation and range of motion is pretty limited. With this character, you don't expect much, but so overall I think that is pretty nice. Now for the accessories, he does come with the 3 cups. I am curious if he can actually hold them, because Black Series hands are not really well known for a lot of different articulation poses. So the fingers are softer, so it will bend and form around the cups. It's not really a clean hold. It's a very odd way of holding a cup. I wonder if we do have the one that is beveled here, which may fit in a bit nicer. Sort of. So you can hold the cups, but it's an awkward hold. The other arm or hand, maybe not really. Yeah, so the right hand is best for holding cups, I would say, but as I mentioned, it is an odd position to be holding a cup in. And if I can get that back in there. Yeah. So he can hold the cups technically. Does it look great? No, it looks like he's dumping it or pouring it out. I mean, if you move his arm upright, it looks a bit better, but still, I don't know anyone that holds a cup that way. So it's an odd choice for having a cup accessory that isn't super usable with the figure. And for our height, Bib Fortuna does stand at about between, it looks like 6.5 to 6 3/4 inches tall, right in the middle there. And for size comparisons, here he is next to Fennec Shand and Boba Fett Tython version. And here he is next to Bosk and Dengar. And here he is next to the Jedi Patrol Stormtrooper and the PulseCon exclusive Trapper Wolf. Overall, Bib Fortuna is a pretty solid figure. The new head sculpt and the paint and detailing look amazing, but I think where this figure really falls short is the throwaway accessories, including 3 cups, which he doesn't need 3 cups to be honest, and they're all reuses from the Cantina Showdown playsets, not to mention he can barely hold them. I think that's really a miss on Hasbro's part, so I'm not sure what other accessories would have made more sense. Maybe a Salacious B. Crumb, that might have been a bit more fitting and would have really added to the value of this character. Other than that, if you're looking to complete your Return of the Jedi collection or your Jabba's throne room scene, I think Bib Fortuna is a great addition.